Hi and welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben and this is my review for M3GAN 2.0. I was not one of those people that enjoyed the first M3GAN. When I initially saw the first film, I thought to myself, what is it that I'm watching? Nonetheless, it seemed to do well with the general public, making a bunch of money. So of course, we're gonna get part 2. 2 years after M3GAN's rampage, her creator, Gemma, resorts to resurrecting her infamous creation in order to take down Amelia, the military-grade weapon who was built by a defense contract who stole M3GAN's underlying tech. This is directed by the same director who did M3GAN 1, and I feel like this time round, he saw the brief and went, you know what, I know how to fix the issues that we had with the first one. If the first one was Alien, then this second one would be Aliens.
Mostly.
Terminator.
You're dead, honey.
Terminator 2. The things that those films had working for them, though, was the fact that they stuck to their adult rating. 15s and 18s, it was always violence with action or horror and gore and broken bones and screaming and
running and screaming.
All of the best bits that you get in an adult film. Here we have a genre from Blumhouse that's trying to incorporate a wider demographic, and because of that it never really settles in one particular genre. Is it comedy? Yes. Is it action? Yes. Is it horror? Sort of. And it does all of those things sort of alright. The second one for me, I think I enjoyed much more than I did the first, so that's a huge plus. When this film leans into what it is, it's now an action film rather than a horror film. M3GAN is quite entertaining. Her off-the-cuff remarks are quite witty and funny. She's probably the best thing in the movie. Her remarks of how she retorts to humans being stupid often is the funniest bits of the movie, and that for me is when it works.
What the hell is this?
When there is action, it's good, but you keep wanting it to embrace what it is, that kind of B-horror movie. But because the wider demographic rating, you never really see some of that gore or some of that action that you want to see on screen. If it's going to be a head decapitated, it's going to be head decapitated in the shadow, so you see a silhouette, or off screen, or the obligatory broken bone, but there won't be any blood, or there'll be slight droplets. That's the sort of thing that you wanted to embrace, and it definitely needs it because there's a lot of action, hand-to-hand combat here, and it's filmed well, it looks good, and it's frenetic, and they fight like Terminator it is, sort of. Then there's a couple of twists and turns that'll keep you going, oh, that's interesting. There is a lull, though, in the middle of this film, when they're doing the obligatory, this is the meaning behind the film, the preachy bit about AI, as well as getting to know your team that you couldn't really care less about. There's a couple of side characters in here that don't even need to be in the film. They're just there 'cause, I guess. There's even a line of dialogue that references what do they even do, and you can't help think that you feel sad for the actors that got given these roles, because you just think, well, if they're not going to be of any pivotal importance to the story, really giving us any kind of background to the character, motivations, growth of any kind, when we get to those moments when they may be in peril, do we care? Not really. What you're signing up for in this one is the ludicrous action scenes that you've seen in the trailer, then just more of it. It does pivot a little bit for that bit of mystery, and I sort of cared about the main two protagonists, but really it comes down to me wanting to see the M3GAN robot now, not the Terminator, but now the friendship Terminator.
Why?
You know, exactly the story we've had in Terminators, films that have done it better, tackling the AI. There was one bit in this film, because a lot of people told me that this film was like really funny, but there's one bit that I laughed out loud, and that's a little bit with M3GAN, and there's a little bit of a tune that goes along with it. No spoilers, but that bit did really hit well for me. The others were the slide quip remarks, the sarcasm that's coming from a robot that works really well. The way they utilize that comedy within an android or robotic movements, or what it means with AI. When those quips are coming fast and frenetic throughout the film, that is when it works. The action, it tries to work, it tries to be different from what it is, but because it has that wider audience score, it shouts at the screen going, I want to be gorier, I want to be horror. I mean, this is what Blumhouse is known for. Unfortunately, this is going almost to the funnies or the action sci-fi movies of Terminator 3. You know, that movie has great action sequences, but it's not really a Terminator movie. Arnie has a pair of pink glasses on for a bit. And I do like moments in Terminator 3. It's a big action blockbuster, but it's not what the heart of the film is, a Terminator movie. This should be an action horror movie with comedy. We get some great action comedy, and there's some great action horror movies out there. Dale and Tucker, that's a fantastic action horror. Shaun of the Dead, another one. It's really hard to find that balance, but because they've gone for that sort of PG-12 age rating, really just skims the surface of what it's trying to be. It plays in too many wheelhouses rather than solidifying what it really wants to be, and I don't think it really knows what it wants to be. It kind of has an identity crisis. Now, am I sad that I went and saw it? No, I did have fun with this movie. It is better for me than the first one. I know a lot of people love the first one, but for me, this one was slightly better. I'm going to give this 2.75 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
I know what this is! Lou trying to stop me out because of his crazy little nephew being around!
Fun one-time watch. Definitely going to be more fun if you're with a bunch of friends, eating junk food, having a couple of alcoholic drinks. But if you're the demographic that this one's pitched at, you're probably too young to do some of what I said there. Know what you're going in for this one. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long on Tuesday.